Hi friends, welcome back to the studio. Today we're doing something fun and festive. We're putting M-gram watercolors and gouache head to head to see how similarly they behave and whether you can even tell which is which in the final painting. I'll paint two holiday dog portraits, a dog in a reindeer hat using watercolor, and a dog in a Christmas elf hat using gouache. Both adorable, both Christmas themed, but will they look different when we're done? Let's find out. Before we jump into the paintings, let me tell you why I chose M-gram for this comparison. M-gram is a small American paint company that formulates their paints with honey as a humectant. That means that the paint stays moist in the palette longer. It re-wets immediately with just a touch of water. Colors flow beautifully, especially in watercolor washes, and a little paint goes a long way. They're also known for high-quality artist pigments, rich color loads, and a creamy consistency right out of the tube. One of my biggest watercolor inspirations, Mary White, paints with M-gram, and many of you also watch Steve Mitchell, the Mind of Watercolor, who uses their paints as well. He even has his own curated set of 10 M-gram colors, and it's fantastic. Thoughtfully selected, beautifully balanced, and honestly, those shades are some of my favorites in my own M-gram collection too. And the best part, whether you're using their watercolor or gouache, the quality feels consistent, vibrant, smooth, and luxurious to paint with. These paints truly shine. Let's jump into dog number 1, our little reindeer pup, painted with M-gram watercolors. Big shout out to the photographer on Unsplash, Karsten Weingart, for these fun, free reference images. As I start laying in the background wash here, notice how easily the color spreads. The honey binder keeps everything juicy and active on the paper, which makes it super easy to get these soft blooms and the textures that we just love in watercolor. I like to leave little specks of white in the background to add the feeling of movement and whimsy. Since I didn't have a perfect Christmas green for the background color, I just used my phthalocyanine green mixed with a hint of the bismuth yellow. I like to start my pet portraits in watercolor with thin washes, usually quite watery, wet on dry. This is a little bit of yellow ochre and some quinacridone rust. I'm using ultramarine violet for that beautiful shaded area under the chin. And when you apply the yellow ochre right next to it, you'll see a beautiful blending of the colors side by side. For these little fuzzy antlers, I'm using quinacridone rust and dropping in some pure ultramarine blue while it's still wet to create those beautiful wet and wet blends and helping it look like a plush texture as well. This is cadmium red light for the Christmas red on the dog's hat. It's the first M-gram color I ever purchased. And once the first layer of those ears is dry, I can go ahead and add in some darker details wet on dry. And the color I'm using here is raw umber. I don't typically have this color on my palette, but it was beautiful and just perfect for a cooler brown to alternate back and forth with the warmer browns in the dog's fur. And then for this very dark color in the eyes, I just used neutral tint, painting around the highlights, and I applied that wet and wet into the chest area for that fur. My brushes, by the way, are by Silver. This is a Silver Golden Natural Blend size 8 ultra round brush. Beautiful for these details in the fur. These are all my favorite techniques for creating expressive pet portraits. Thin glazes of color followed by more detailed wet on dry layers, like you see me doing on the nose here with the darks. I like to negative paint around little bits of white to create the appearance of dark and light fur all in the same pet. Now, because I did have my M-gram gouache handy, I decided to add just a couple of little details at the end using the titanium white gouache, and I thought it was quite effective. Quick pause. If you're loving these holiday pup paintings and want to give them a try yourself, you'll find a link to the reference photos down in the description. And if you'd like to paint along with me step by step, the full-length real-time tutorials are available inside my Watercolor Mastery membership, along with hundreds of other lessons from beginner basics to more advanced techniques. And while you're there, don't miss my free pet portrait guide where I walk you through choosing colors, mixing fur tones, and matching your reference photos more accurately. You'll find the download link for that free guide in the description below as well. All right, let's jump back in and keep painting. Next up, dog number 2, this time in a cheerful elf hat painted with M-gram gouache. Here I'm working with cadmium red light for the background. Now gouache behaves differently than watercolor. It's more opaque, more velvety, and I noticed that it doesn't bloom or background quite the same way. Where watercolor bloomed beautifully, this gouache background stays solid and even. Both are lovely, just different. Now, gouache can be watered down the same way watercolor can be, and you can still do thin transparent washes if you wish. However, the advantage to using gouache is that you can apply layer over layer, and because it's opaque, you can cover up mistakes, so that's a big plus. The colors I'm using on the hat here are cadmium yellow light for the yellow, and phthalocyanine green for that pointed portion of the hat. I dropped in some plush texture using ultramarine blue to just add a little bit of shading to the top pointed part of the hat. And then again, there's that huge advantage of being able to use pure opaque white for highlights. So across the rim of the hat, I was able to apply some thin white, which just lightened it right up. And you definitely can't do that with transparent watercolors. Now for the little jacket here, you can see how just using some thicker paint and alternating between lighter and darker green by using white to lighten and black to darken is a really intuitive way to paint. So if you enjoy mixing white into your paints, gouache might be the medium for you. Now for the dog's face, I started it largely the same way as the first painting, with thinner washes of burnt sienna and a little bit of the yellow ochre. But I find that when I'm working with gouache, I tend to use a little bit thicker paint and work almost piece by piece, almost like I'm putting together a puzzle. And I find that that's sort of effective for me, but there's no right or wrong approach to this. Truly, it's one of those things you can experiment with and figure out what works best for you. Here on the chin, just like on the first dog, I decided to use a wet and wet approach, and I used some ultramarine blue to drop in wet and wet into the shadows there, and you can see it looks virtually the same as watercolor when you thin it down. It is still gouache, but like I said, you can water it down and it behaves really similarly. But again, the advantage is that you can apply white paint if you made any mistakes. You can cover up areas going lighter or darker, so there's a lot more room for that when you're using gouache. This painting took me about the same amount of time as the watercolor painting. I do find that the thicker or creamier consistency of the gouache is a little bit tricky to work with at first. You have to water it down slightly to get it to flow across the textured paper. Same with watercolor. But again, if you accidentally cover up any highlights, you can always restore those with the opaque white, which is such a huge advantage. I really enjoyed working with both of these paintings. I didn't have one preference over another. I found that they were both really easy mediums to use, and the Graham paint is just marvelous. I love the gouache. It's so creamy. It's so easy to use. All right, moment of truth. Here they are side by side. From far away, honestly, can you tell which is which? The vibrancy of the pigments is so strong in both that they almost look like the same medium. Not to mention, my style is going to be the same no matter what medium I'm using. So I often find that even with different media, it just looks like my paintings. The watercolor does have softer transitions and more blooming texture, while the gouache is more matte and solid, but the overall feel, very similar. Now this is what I love about Graham. Both mediums feel rich, bright, and high quality, and if you didn't know which one was gouache, you might guess watercolor, or vice versa. So which one would you paint with, watercolor or gouache? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your favorite. And remember, you don't have to choose one or the other. Watercolor and gouache can absolutely be used together in the same painting, and many artists do. Having both transparent and opaque options gives you so much more flexibility. Once you understand what each medium can do, you're suddenly equipped with a whole new set of creative tools to make the art you truly love. And if you're looking for a paint upgrade or a gift for the artist in your life, Graham sets and individual tubes make such a fantastic present. The honey binder, the vibrant color load, they're a joy to paint with. If you enjoyed this side-by-side comparison, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more tutorials and demos, and I'll see you in the next painting session. Happy holidays and happy painting!